Somebody said, do another episode on advice. I can't believe I just talked for another 45 minutes. And it's a short conversation.
It's Tuesday, October 19th, and it's another fantastic day to be alive, to be on the top side of the grass. And this is Dr. Fantastic's Motivational Center, where you can be happier, live longer, and if you use the word fantastic, you'll never be forgotten. And when you follow the 3 commitments, you will help make the world a better place. And this is where I'm going to be sitting, giving you this little speech for this morning. And I'm going to have my little cup of coffee, a little Java, and I'm going to try to be funny. So let's see what happens. Well, I almost forgot to tell you, this chair here, what do you think about this chair? Look at the craftsmanship. I think it's a fantastic chair. And it was thrown away. And it brings me to one of my sayings: one man's junk is another man's treasure. Someone threw this out. They had no use for it. And I just think it's fantastic. And so it's my chair now.
Okay, let's have some fun, as you should every day. Because today is the first day of the rest of your life. Now, you got to admit, you have to admit, I'll try to enunciate. Yesterday is history. It's in the books. Why even think about it? Tomorrow's a mystery, but we can't live for tomorrow. And today is a gift. That's why they call it the present. So make every day count. Don't live for the destination. Live for the journey. Have fun in life. It's up to you. Now, you have to ask yourself, how did you get out of bed this morning? Because I think there's 3 types of people. No. There's a person that jumps out of bed in the morning and says, yes, attack the day, have some fun, and do what they want to do. And then there's the person that crawls out of bed in the morning because they got to get to work and they got to do their thing. And then there's the person, I can't talk this morning. Then there's the person that doesn't even want to get out of bed. What is that person doing? So, it's up to you how you get out of bed. I've interviewed a lot of people. And I asked this actress, it's kind of early in the morning, it's not even 7 o'clock here in Charm. Why do you get up in the morning? You know, what drives you? And she goes, I think that was the question. What was the question? And she said she's an actress, and when she has a gig or an acting job, she can't even get to sleep that night. She's so excited to get out of bed the next morning. That's the thing, is getting so excited that you don't want to go to sleep. And when you really get into something like writing or painting, time goes by fast, and you want to just keep doing it. And the secret to life that's the secret to life, to do something that you really enjoy, because then it's not work. So I always say, if you do something you enjoy, you're going to do it well. And when you do something well, someone's going to pay you for it. But it's not the money is the prize. Doing it and enjoying every moment is the prize. So every moment counts. Every day counts. Most people, they get to be about 50 years old before they realize, oh my goodness, look what I wasted. And sometimes not even until retirement do they get it. Because people are caught up in the system, the big bad system. I was lucky. I've been lucky my whole life. At 17, I got it. You know, I've been through a lot. This is for a lot of the new ambassadors. And thank you for being part of the Be Fantastic philosophy, the movement, the tour. Thank you so much. Just as of the last 10 days, 45 different admin groups, WhatsApp admin groups formed, over 500 people. These are new people that are watching this, so that's why I'm repeating myself. For you people who've been listening to me for 562 days, this might be a repetition of what I say, but I'm a philosopher. I've been around the block a couple times. And at 17, I hitchhiked around the world, and that's where I got my education. I was thinking just this morning, actually, John Du Bois. I actually, nowadays you can go to Facebook and find people, and I was hoping to find John Du Bois. John Dubois was in my 6th grade class, and you had to pass a test in 6th grade to get to junior high school. And I had no 1st or 2nd or 3rd or 4th or 5th grades, and I had very little 6th grade, so I had no clue what they were talking about. So I literally copied every answer from John Dubois, and the guy sitting next to me. Thank you, John. Or maybe not thank him. I shouldn't have gone to 7th grade because it was tough. Oh my goodness, was it tough. That brings me to parenting. God, I had some shitty parents. 3 sets of shitty parents. Because parents are all amateurs. They've never done it before. And you can read every book on the planet about parenting, and you're still going to screw up. And my saying is, after 6 kids, you make less mistakes. You don't make no mistakes, you just make less mistakes, but you make different mistakes as well, because after 6 kids, you have an older one that you're making mistakes with, and you're still making mistakes with the little one. But the little ones learn from the older ones, because kids are fantastic. Kids are really smart. They're you, and they're your parents, and your parents' parents. So we're evolving. Unfortunately, we're still stupid. I call it the insanity of humanity. We got some really great rocket ships and going off to Mars, but we don't get it here. We don't we don't take accountability for our actions, and that's why Prince William formed that Earthshot prize. Hell, everybody, we got a lot of smart people in the world, and they're young, of course. Let's solve the world's problems. Well, we created the world's problems. If you followed the 3 commitments, you wouldn't have these problems. And so I think I deserved the $1 million prize, because these 3 commitments are really quite amazing. It's just so simple, too. When I came to Egypt, I'm a celebrity here. 650 plus ambassadors. I haven't signed up some in months, so I've had 600 for quite a few months. I've been here a year now. Actually, today I'm getting my visa for another year. It's a fantastic place. My luck in my life has been fantastic. I've been with the most fantastic people in my life. I've been to the most fantastic places and seen the most fantastic things. I get stories, like I could talk for hours on the stories that would blow your mind. Blow your mind. I'm like Forrest Gump, just fall into shit. At any rate, so it's a visa day today. Hopefully they'll give it to me for another year. And if they don't, what am I going to do? Am I worried about it? No. If they say, you must leave now. Okay, so I'll leave. Where am I going to go? I have no clue. But I was going to say, I ran out of money here. Because, when I left California 562 days ago, I gave all the money to the wife. I gave all my possessions away. I just packed a bag with some clothes and my favorite fork, my favorite knife, and my favorite spoon. We only need one of each, right? Because I don't want things anymore. I want moments like this. Sharing these moments with my new admins. You guys are fantastic, by the way. Yeah, you guys are passionate. Oh my goodness, the pictures are pouring in. People are telling their children. They're telling their classes. They're making signs. They're using my logo and making signs. Everyone's having fun, and that's what it's all about. Have fun with this, because these 3 commitments will change your life. They've changed thousands of people. We have now 1,916 ambassadors, or 15. Changes every day. And these admin groups are fantastic. They really are. Because they're just getting it. Africa, 26 countries. I have over half the countries in Africa as admin groups with over 500, 600 members now. Keep it going, Africa. I hope to tour Africa. That'd be great. So maybe if they kick me out of Egypt, I can figure out a way to get into Africa. And I go where I'm invited, When I got to Egypt, I wasn't invited here. Someone said, I was up in Ukraine, and it was cold. It was November last year. And it got cold. I said, because COVID, bullshit COVID. And I said, where can I go? And they said, Egypt's warm, and it's open. I said, okay, I'm going to Egypt. And just to get here was a funny-ass story. My goodness. To get here, I was planning on going to Alexandria. Because, that sounds really fantastic. Cairo doesn't sound so hot. Didn't know about Sharm el-Sheikh. So I'm thinking, I'll go to Alexandria. So I bought a ticket to go to Alexandria, Egypt. the pyramids. What a fantastic place to go, right? And so I buy this ticket to go to Alexandria, and I get to what was it? An airport in a different country. What the hell country was it? It's my memory for you. It'll come to me. At any rate, they screwed up. They said you needed a PCP test or PCR test, and I said okay. So I got one at the airport. They give them at the airports now, and they said no, you need it printed. Because everything's digital nowadays, right? So I said, you can't accept it? Look at it, it's right here. It's a picture of it right here. No, you need to go get it printed. So he says, go down the hall. It's a huge airport. And they'll print it for you and then come on back. Well, while I'm doing this, the plane leaves. Oh, thank you very much. And they said, you have to spend another day at the airport. Because it was already a day I was spending there because of screw-ups. I don't know what the hell it was. So I finally said, I'm not going to spend another day in this place. I got the printed thing now. Anywhere, give me a ticket anywhere in Egypt. I just want to get out the hell of this place. And they gave me a ticket to Cairo. Okay, Cairo. I land in Cairo. I take a taxi to a hostel right across the street from the, it was called Tehran Square. Tehran Square. The biggest square in all of Cairo, of course. The huge 10 million people city. And it's right across from the museum, and it's the busiest street in the world. Horn honking every single second. And I can go on a lot about the drivers in Cairo. They used to paint lines. In America they have lines in the road where people stay in the lines. There's no such thing as lines in Cairo. This is like, it's crazy. And the horn honking every single second. I loved it. At any rate, so I get out of the taxi, and there's a guy. And he says, of course, every vendor, I find out, is your best friend, because especially when you're American. Come on in, have some tea. So I come in, naive, and he becomes a great friend and an ambassador. And the funny story about him is about a month later, 2 months later, when I come back to Cairo as another visit, I walk by, and one of the employees says, come in. And he literally said this. He says, I said, how are you? Because I'm fantastic. I said, really? That's great. He says, what I do now is whenever someone comes in, I say, fantastic day to you. And he says they buy more and more and more stuff. So it's just great that when my philosophy and my system of being kind works, and using the word, of course, fantastic works. So that I got 1,000 stories like that. If you go to Be Fantastic Today, or even Dr. Fantastic's World, hundreds of testimonials. This shit works. I mean, it works. So I'm getting back to parenting. Let me get that back to parenting. So parents are cruel. I mean, in the old days, in my days, they whipped the shit out of me with belts. Hell, spanking. Spanking hurts your hand. Ow! Get a belt. It doesn't hurt. Wham! When I got belt, I probably deserved it. But anyway, so parents had capital punishment back then. Nowadays, if you yell at your kid, they call Child Protective Services. Hello, Child Protective Services? My mommy yelled at me. Please arrest her. And, or you slap them. You go to jail. Man, it's amazing. These kids are smart. They got 911. My mommy's yelling at me. My daddy, he's punished me. I'm grounded just because I took drugs and killed someone. At any rate, so parents are amateurs. They've never done it before. And so, and they were raised by amateurs who were raised by amateurs. So it's generation upon generation upon generation of amateurs trying to raise a human being. And some of them come out okay. For me to come out without any love or without any guidance, and some people might say I didn't come out, but I mean, it's a miracle. It's a freaking miracle. I think I'm from a different planet. I mean, I'm not normal. I'm not human. I'm not average. I can't do a routine. So, because I've done so many damn things in my life. But I like challenges. I love challenges. It drive my wife crazy. I would do something and make some good money, and I got to do something else, and pull her hair out. What are you kidding? It's like this billionaire I interviewed in Ukraine, Pakistani. One of the richest guys in Ukraine. It's on here, 20-minute interview. And he did like me. He says, I got to do something different to his wife. And she goes, are you crazy? You've got a great job. You know, more than anyone else. You're doing fantastic. And she said, no, I got to do something different. So it was a fight. By the way, rule number 2, commitment number 2, don't fight, don't argue, don't tease, don't bully, right? So anyway, so he does it. It's, you know, he's got to do it. Because number 1 rule is be kind to yourself. Live for yourself. Everyone else will fall in and be happy. So he gets another job, and it's a better job, and he does even better. And then he says, no, I got to do something different. And he drives it, the same thing, the argument. So finally, he ends up one of the richest guys in all of Ukraine. You think she's happy? I don't know. But I don't think he's changing his job anytime soon now. But at any rate, so that's, you got to do what you want to do. You got to make yourself happy. As the old saying goes, when the oxygen mask drops, put it on first, then help others. Getting back to parents, I could talk about parents for a long time because I am a parent, I'm a grandparent, I'm a great-grandparent. And I think I was a fantastic grandparent. Matter of fact, a fantastic father, rather. I'm not a great-grandparent, I'm a great father. My son is famous in the tennis world. One of the kindest human beings on the planet, very proud of him. Because that's your crowning achievement in life, is to raise a good child. Now, did you give the time to that child? No, probably not. You had babysitters, and you put them off into boarding school, and you pawned them off, as often as you can, because again, you were living for you. But when you become a parent, you got to live for someone else for at least 18 years before they dump you and they live their own life and they forget about you. But I'm very proud of the children I raised, and they're off. And I kind of feel bad that I'm not a granddad. I'm really too young to be. 26 years old. How can you be a grandparent at 26? I've been 26 for 50 years, by the way. At 17, I had to be 26 because I was in foreign countries doing some amazing things, and nobody would have believed me or followed me or listened to me if I told them I was 17. So they didn't have computers back then, so I was 26 and a college graduate. Yes, many jobs, college graduate. Today I'm thinking I'm going to put UCLA, big school in LA. I think of USC and I got the job. And the great thing about back then, without computers, is today, when you get a job, I don't care if you're an accountant for 10 years. They said, it's great you're an accountant, and it's great you have 10 years experience. And that's why we hired you, because you got all this experience. But here at ABC Accounting, here's how we do it. We put these files here, we add up these files to these files, and they're telling you how to do the job. So that's the same thing back then. I was an electrical engineer for one of the biggest tire retreader in the world in Muscatine, Iowa. Machines as big as blocks, a huge factory, and my job was to fix shit. And I did, because, my foster dad did tell me how to fix things. May he rest in hell. Rot in hell, not rest. I want him to rot in hell, because he was a bigot. He was a bad person. Told me I was a stupid Jew every day. And you listen to your parents. Your parents say you're stupid? Okay, I must be fucking stupid. So, I thought I was stupid. It took me years to understand that I'm not stupid. I'm a fucking genius, So I'm going to cuss today, by the way. Fuck it. Fucking parents. Damn, they're stupid. They're so fucking stupid. And then, as a parent, I can talk on hours on being a parent. You ground your kid. Now, listen to this. Real important about grounding. Because you don't want capital punishment. You want to ground them by taking away something they cherish. Their phone, going out, things like that. But if you don't stick to your punishment, then they'll never forget that. Kids have ironclad memories. And so if you say you're grounded for a week when you do this, if you let them off at 6 days or 5 days, they know that they're always going to get off early because they complain so much. They drove you crazy about, oh, God, it's the prom. No. If you stick to your punishment, they'll never do it again. Because take a girl, prom's in a week. She goes, I know if I go out and I smoke with my friends and I get caught, they're going to stick to their punishment. I'm going to miss the prom. See, kids are smart. They know if you stick to your punishment, they won't do it. It's like, some countries. In the past, and I think they do it today, if you steal, they chop your hand off. That's a pretty great deterrent not to steal. Because, of course, you think you're not going to get caught, and then you get caught, and then they cut your hand off, and you have no hand. You're looking at just, damn, was that pack of cigarettes worth stealing? And you have no hand. See, you'll always not do something if you can do a retake, like in school. Retake, redo, whatever they called it back then. So, and then I've heard when I was traveling around backpacking, always look around you when you're backpacking because someone might put some drugs in your backpack while you go through customs and then retrieve it. So you always got to keep an eye on things because in Turkey back then in the 70s, they shot your ass if you had drugs on you. So that's a pretty good deterrent not to take drugs. You smoke your pot before you go across the border, so you don't have anything on you, right? Traveling is great when you're young, people. Travel. But today's topic is parenting. Let me get back to parenting. Keep to your punishment. And for a good base for a child, she needs a lenient parent and a strong parent. Now, unfortunately, parents break up. They divorce pretty quick because if the sex ain't happening or they're not getting along, they just say, okay, divorce is pretty easy, and they go their separate ways. So a lot of people are being raised by single parents. That's pretty tough. Because I think it's a miracle that a man and a woman can get along in life. Because a man thinks with his dick and a woman thinks with her heart. Men are from Mars and women are from Venus. I'm going to have to put a disclaimer, of course, that this isn't for children, this discussion here. But it's a miracle that we can get along with each other. Because men are cavemen. They want to grab a woman by the hair and drag her back to his cave and have his way with her, and then do it the next day with a different woman. Women want a guy to romance them and look them in the eyes and tell them pretty things and take them out to fancy dinners and do foreplay. Then foreplay, they like foreplay. And then make love, passionate love, and do it forever. Here's the problem now. Women love a bad guy, a guy who's tough and virile and exciting. And then they fall in love with him, and then they marry him. And then they want him to be a good guy, not flirt with other women or not sleep with other women. Women, get the clue. You married a playboy. He's always going to be a playboy. Maybe not in front of you, but don't kid yourself. I had this one woman. I'm a life coach. Beautiful woman. And she's going, I'm driving Uber. I love driving Uber. I was retired, so what the hell? Great way to meet people. At any rate, so this beautiful woman, I'm driving her to the airport, and she's got problems. I said, tell me your problems. I can't solve anyone's problem. And I can't. There's a thing called Ask Dr. Fantastic Anything on my Be Fantastic Today website. Check it out. And send me in your videos. We're going to start a new one. It's going to be real easy. It's an app on the website. Push a button, and you could ask a question, or you can give a statement, or you can give a testimonial, or you could you can't complain. No negativity on my channel. So she says, my husband and I aren't getting along. I had to fight just to go visit my friend. He's jealous. Jealous people. People who don't trust people can't be trusted. Remember that. So I asked her some questions. When's the last time you had sex? That's important to know. She said, no, years. And he's a good-looking, successful, wealthy guy. Remember that. Wealth. Very big point. And I said, well, okay. And do you think he's cheating on you? She goes, no. What a freaking idiot. Okay, so you're not having sex. Men have to have sex. And he's good-looking, and he's rich. And he's away from the house a lot. Okay. And, of course, she's not having sex because women are faithful. They're different species. So I said, well, you can hire me as a private detective, and I'll prove to you that he's sleeping with someone else. Or you can wake up and see that you're going to spend the next few years in dreamland until you finally catch him, and then you're going to get a divorce, and you wasted a lot of years. So then it brings me to a story here in Sharm, because I help a lot of people. And there's this woman, total stranger, started talking, well, woman, young lady. And I passed her once on the street, and that was it. Then I passed her again, so I said, okay, I got to talk to this young lady. And she was very unhappy. What's the problem? So she's from, I think, Lithuania or something like that, forget, Latvia. And she flew down to Sharm, the most fantastic city in the world, to be with her Egyptian boyfriend and surprise him. She was going to surprise him. Nice visit with her beautiful girlfriend. And so she shows up, and he's with another woman. Go figure. Well, that's the first time that's ever happened, right? And she's distraught. She wrote me an email a couple weeks later saying she was going to kill herself that night. Women will do that. Love. It's a 4-letter word. It's really, really tough to have your heart broken. At any rate, so the first thing I said when she told me that this happened, I said, "That's fantastic news." She looks at me, "How is that fantastic news?" I said, "Well, you're young, you're beautiful, you're in charm, and you have a piece of shit boyfriend. And you just learned about it, and now he's history now. Yesterday is history, right? You can go on with your life, and you have fun in charm this week. But you didn't waste the next 10 years before you found out, or more. Because he's a piece of shit today, he'll be a piece of shit in 10 years. That's men, they're all pieces of shit. Give me a break. Show me a guy." We're going to start. At any rate, so I gave her the fire talk, fantastic inspirational rejuvenation experience, because I can make anybody happy, and I made a lot of people happy in 2 minutes. Because sometimes the Lyft ride or the Uber ride was only 2 minutes long, and I had to teach them about life in 2 minutes. At any rate, so she cried a little bit, and I hugged her so she can let it out, because sometimes you have to cry. And then by the end, she was happy. And so this is a story people won't believe. Okay, a lot of my stories people won't believe. But luckily, I get the shit on video, okay? So I think it was 2 days later, one of the same spot, a shop owner calls me over. "Dr. Fantastic." Everyone calls me Dr. Fantastic here. I said, "What's up?" He goes, "The woman you talked to the other day, she was in a bad spot. And after you talked to her, I was watching from a distance. She came to my shop and she bought lots of stuff, and I could see that she was happy." God. Dr. Fantastic can save the day, can save the world. If the world, it's an idealistic thing, but I've got thousands of people following the advice. The 3 commitments, people. If you love yourself, you're going to be happy because you're going to accept where you are. You don't need to be. First of all, if you think, as let's just say the common people in charm, there's a lot of common people everywhere. If they dreaming every day they're going to have a private jet and a 100-foot yacht, they're going to be pretty miserable unless they work really hard. You know, they say hard work pays off, and it does. So accept your station in life. See, people will complain all the time and blame. Oh, blame! Don't get me started on blame now. Oh, blame. Okay, so you're in a position in life where you're not happy. So you're going to blame your parents, of course. You got to blame your parents. Going to blame your siblings because they gave you a hard time. Going to blame the color of your skin, where you were born, when you were born. You're going to blame everybody and everything there is to blame because it's a cop-out. You're going to blame everything. You're not going to blame yourself. And that's where you should be blaming yourself. Because I say the past is history, right? Girls, "I was raped as a kid." So they're using that as a crutch instead of a ladder. Use your past as a ladder to success, not a crutch to failure, right? So and if you were hypnotized, I love hypnotism, and that you will forget that you were raped as a kid. Okay, you forgot. See, I forgot a lot of shit. So that's probably why I'm so happy, because I forgot everything. It's amazing what I do remember, and I remember, some things. But so if you forgot that you were raped, it's gone, right? It's history. That's fantastic. Forget about that bad shit. If it didn't kill you, it made you better. It made you a stronger person. So all the bad shit that happened to you in life is fantastic. Now, it brings me to another point. Every turn you make in life, because every day you're going to decide to turn left, you are going to decide to turn left, or you're going to decide to turn right. Okay? That decision affects the rest of your life. That turn, you've got to believe that turn was fantastic, that turn was the correct turn. Because when you believe you made the correct turn, you're going to get confidence in your decision making. And with the confidence in decision making, you're going to have success in life. And guess what happens when you're successful in life? You're happy. But it's your head. Am I successful? Many people might say I'm not successful. I have nothing. I have lots. I have experiences. I have life. I have love. I have passion. I have knowledge. Am I successful? In my opinion, I'm successful. I think, therefore I am, by René Descartes, the French philosopher. I'm a philosopher. What you want to be, you can be. Be fantastic. That's one of my sayings. So, every turn is correct. You didn't make the other turn. Why would you think about it? Because now it's history. You don't think about history. You don't think about yesterday. You think about today. And you don't worry about tomorrow. Worrying causes stress and anxieties. My mother died from stress. My natural mother. I had 3 mothers. A natural mother who gave me birth. Thank you. May you rest in peace. By the way, if you take some time, go to Dr. Fantastic's World. Go to my novel. My novel is published on Amazon. And a picture of my mother on the cover with a guy you might know, Ronald Reagan. And he was my friend. He called me on the phone when he was governor and wrote me while he was president of the United States. So, my natural mother. Then I had my... did I have a stepmother? No, I had 3 fathers. How many fathers and mothers did I have? I had a real mother and a foster mother. Yeah. So I had 3 fathers. A natural father, a stepfather, and a foster father. That's how it works. You know, it's confusing. My life's confusing. You know, it's a pretty bizarre life I've had, and it's still pretty bizarre. And I used to tell my story to people, and they couldn't believe it. I didn't know what my name was till I was orphaned. I thought my name was, well, I'm not going to say what my name is. But I have 2 fantastic names. Now I have a 3rd fantastic name, Dr. Fantastic. That's all you need to know. But you can find it all out in my book and on my websites. But, so where was I? So the book, The Crazy Life, advice. This is fun for me. Nobody will watch. Pris, you'll watch. She's my second in command now. I spent hours with her. See, the longer you're going to listen to me, the better you are going to be off in life. Because what I say makes sense. It's common fucking knowledge. It's common sense. I've interviewed a lot of people and I say, what do you know about common sense? And the best answer is, it's not common. Most people don't have a common sense. Common sense is acquired after experience, after you get a lot of experience. So most people don't get common sense till they're retired. And everyone says, I wish I knew then what I know now, right? Learn now. Use your phone for education. Don't go around life with blinders. Everyone's got blinders. They sit on an airplane for 8 hours with blinders on. God forbid they should talk to the person next to them. The person next to them knows someone they know. They have a life. And my wife used to be on an airplane and make up who she was. I thought that was pretty funny. I still think it's funny. People won't talk to strangers. I talk to everyone I connect eyes with. People don't look in people's eyes anymore. They walk down the street looking at their phone. And then they walk off the bridge and kill themselves. Or they walk into traffic and kill themselves. Or they fall into ponds. You see it all over the internet. People are so distracted by looking at their phone that they die. And they get in car accidents. Here in Egypt, oh my goodness. All the drivers are like this on their phone while they have 12 people in the minibus. You know, Ahmed, Mohammed, get to Baba. It's hilarious. At any rate, phones, parents. I could talk all day long. Got a million stories. I think I should do some stand-up comedy. I really should. Get up in front of the stage and ask someone just to say it. Throw out a topic. Throw out a word. I'll make a story. I'll tell you a story that happened to me on that word. I look at this B on my phone here. It says, be kind. Great sticker I found in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. What a beautiful city. And I went to all the city councils and all the businesses and gave them an education on the 3 commitments, or the 4. It used to be 4 commitments. But I realized, who the hell can remember 4 commitments? You can't remember 4, but you can remember 3, right? I'm just joking. Some people can remember 4. But 3 is a lot easier. See, you got to make your life easy. And you make your life easy by not stressing tomorrow, by enjoying today. Now, you say, oh, okay, well, that's all great advice, Dr. Fantastic, but I got 8 kids and I got no money. Well, my conversation yesterday was consume less, do less. If you didn't have sex every freaking night, you wouldn't have 8 kids, you know? Jesus Christ, get a clue. You know, when you have sex, and everyone has sex every night, pretty much, you have babies 9 months later. When are people going to understand that? You know? So, by doing things less, have sex by yourself every once in a while, okay? Yeah, that works. I start thinking, how can we consume less? You know, God, there's so many ways to consume less. You know, I gave a bunch yesterday, and one was having less sex. I didn't I didn't mention that part. There's so many ways of consuming. Oh, as an example, my knife got dull. What do most people do? They go out and buy a new knife, or they go out and buy a knife sharpener. I just happen to have a little piece of granite, and I took the granite and I sharpened my knife with it. It's now very sharp. I didn't buy anything. I used a piece of rock, basically granite, to sharpen my knife. See, I'm known as MacGyver. I take shit and make shit out of it. This table in front of you. The tabletop was something thrown away. The little stand is another piece of art that I repaired. It's ridiculous. One man's junk is another man's treasure. Anyway, I hope I'm not boring you. I don't want to bore you. I want to educate you. Every day I'm going to talk about, and I do, thousands and thousands and thousands of videos. Some are silly. Watching me cook sometimes is silly, but I have some fantastic recipes, and I eat like a king. The other night I had filet mignon to die for. I mean, it was a 41-minute live broadcast with my good, trusty sidekick, Pris, from South Africa. Pris, you are a fantastic human being. If everyone gets my philosophy, as many have, but I can't spend 5 hours with you, not everyone, but I did spend at least 5 hours with Pris so far, and she gets it completely. And when you get it completely, your life will change. You'll be a better person. You'll be a smarter person. Knowledge is power. The more you know, the easier your life is. I've worked in 99 different professions. I knew traveling around the world without any money, when I gave it all to my wife, that I can make it. I can do anything. I could work if I wanted to. I don't want to work, but if I had to work, I could do anything. I could drive a limo. I could drive a yacht. Or captain a yacht, sorry. I'm actually an airline pilot. Or, is that what it's called, airline pilot? No, I'm a private pilot, not an airline. Airline pilot, you have to fly for an airline. By the way, Catch Me If You Can was kind of, I always said my life is like Catch Me If You Can, because I've had so many different college degrees. Never did anything illegal, though. He did a lot of things illegal. Because if you lie or do things illegal, that's bad karma. Lying is the worst thing you can do in your life, because you have to remember your lies. Who did I tell what to when, right? Do not lie. There's a saying I did the other day on my, every day I do a motivational quote. If you don't lie, you don't have to remember anything. Isn't that fantastic? I can't lie. Everything I say is true. My life is open to, a lot of people say, I don't want to be on social media. God forbid. I really shouldn't be on social media, but I am, and that's what it is. I'm not, I don't have a big agenda except to make the world a better place. I don't know where I'm going to be tomorrow. I might be in Cairo day after tomorrow or tomorrow, and then Alexandria, a road trip, finally a road trip in a brand new Jeep in Egypt. That'd be fun. An American car with an Egyptian in Egypt. Can't tell you who it is. Very famous guy. And he probably won't be on camera, so it'll be just me, as it's been for 562 days. You're going to have to deal with me. And last time I was in Alexandria, I had a ball and made some fantastic videos, by the way. I mean, it just, because I don't have a plan. Like a lot of people plan a vacation for a year. They plan a vacation for a year? For 2 weeks? Are you kidding me? I just don't even fathom that. I don't plan tomorrow. So I plan a vacation for a year. I can't imagine that. But some people do that, and maybe it's an enjoyment for a year. They get to plan it all for a year, and then people live for weekends. Imagine that. You live for the weekends. You work 5 days a week, and then you get Saturday and Sunday, or here, Friday and Saturday off. And then what do you do on your weekend? You mow the lawn. You prepare the shit that's happened in the house. You prepare for next week's work. Oh my God. They say on Sunday, you should sit down and plan your whole week out. So you just ruin Sunday because you have to plan the next 5 days out. And then if you really want to be successful, you work your 8-hour day at your regular job, and you go home and you work another job for your future. See, now people are broke today because they're thinking about how to make money tomorrow. The rich people are thinking about how to make money next year or 10 years from now. The governments are figuring out how to do shit 100 years from now. They're planning shit way down the line. The Chinese are thinking 1,000 years down the line how they're going to control the world. So it is what it is. Just enjoy today. Have a fantastic day today. I think I've wasted enough of your time. I mean, did I say that? I hope you've learned something from this. And I guarantee you, Chris is the only one that watched it to the end. She's fantastic. But if you do listen to this stuff, I think you might just be happy and learn and share it with your school children. By the way, there's a lot of good stuff to share with children. And when you have a meeting, let me just close with this. When you have a meeting, sales meeting, wedding, any kind of, there's a crowd, you want to get the crowd happy and energized. So the first thing you say to the crowd is, I want you to repeat, everybody with some emotion, repeat 3 statements. This is amazing. First statement is, we are fantastic. It's a group. We are fantastic. Make them say it nice and loud. Then say, okay, look at each other and say, in their eyes, and say, you are fantastic. And that's really great because you looked in someone's eyes and you told them they're fantastic. Fantastic means unimaginably great and beautiful, by the way. Good means morally right. Oh, this is a really good cup of coffee. I just said, oh, this is a really morally right cup of coffee. Yeah, it's really morally right. This is really, really morally right. Okay, and the last thing you want to tell them to say is, I am fantastic. I am. 2 of the most powerful words in the English language and in all languages. I am. And when you combine it with the word fantastic, oh my God, it's off the charts. Energy. So, be fantastic. Fantastic morning. Yes. See, everyone says good morning. I want you to practice 2 things from now on. Walk up to someone and say, fantastic morning to you. Fantastic day. Like the guy, the shopkeeper in Cairo. Fantastic day to you. And they buy shit from him. So say fantastic morning. And please, corporations of the world, pass this to a corporation you know. Tell this to your boss. Because if you're a boss, you can give the rules to your employees, right? You should be able to. One is don't be late. But when you say goodbye to a customer, when you say goodbye on the phone, when you say goodbye in person, when you can say goodbye to anybody, everyone says, have a good day. Have a good day. That's what you want to have is a good day? Yeah. Have a great day is nice. Have a wonderful day is even better. But when you say have a fantastic day, you smile. Smile releases endorphins, dopamine and serotonin. You and the person that heard it. Those neural messenger units make you feel fantastic because it reduced stress. A little less stress. Science says when you smile, 5 minutes, you'll live 5 minutes longer. When you laugh, an hour longer. You want to live longer? Be happier? Never be forgotten. Chris will attest to you. I ask everyone, have you met anyone in your life that when you asked them how they were, they said they were fantastic? Ask yourself that and answer it to yourself. If you have had someone in your whole life say they're fantastic when asked how they were, everyone says every day in every country, how are you? You never forgot that person. I guarantee it. You can't forget someone who said they were fantastic. So do you want to never be forgotten in life? That's what this says. Never be forgotten. That's what that says there. You'll be happier, live longer. This is shit. This is true. You'll never be forgotten. You want to be forgotten? Say, I'm good. I'm well. Well is the correct answer, by the way, because when the question was invented. But anyway, I could talk for another 5 hours like this. But I'm going to let you go so I can save some for tomorrow. And I won't remember what I wrote. Said this one, so I might repeat myself tomorrow. But it is what it is. I am who I am. I am what I am. That's what Popeye says. I am what I am. And I wish I was a singer. And now this show is done. And so I'll say, have a fantastic day. Because if you'll follow my advice, you'll be happier and live longer. So friends, I'll see you tomorrow. And please have a fantastic day. And I'm sorry if the singing upsets you, but it makes me happy. See you tomorrow. Have a fantastic day, everybody. Bye-bye.
Welcome to the Be Fantastic channel, where you will find many fantastic interviews with amazing people.
Visit the top world museums,
Incredible zoos,
beautiful national parks.
special events and much more.
These videos are designed to educate,
Inspire.
motivate, and entertain you.
We hope you will enjoy them.
Join the Be Fantastic philosophy.
Please subscribe.
Like and share.
I am
Overpopulated cities around the world have caused people to become a greedy, selfish, and litigious society. Would you like to be happier, live longer, never be forgotten, and help make the world a kinder, more civil place? It's actually easier than you think. Every day you're asked, how are you? Instead of saying good, say, I am fantastic. It will make you look better, feel great, and reduce your stress. Making the world a better place starts with each person. Please join the Be Fantastic movement today.